So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on the smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Go to Antique Obsessions for the hottest in jewelry, antiques, repurposed, solid sterling silver, one-of-a-kind, handmade by Bruce and Jaja. Go to our Facebook, which is Antique Obsessions, or you can go to Etsy.com and go to Antique Obsessions, one word, or type it into your Google and find us there. Thanks.
Tribal, primitive, rustic, Burning Man, punk rock, conceptual subculture for the edgiest, most cutting-edge designs of jewelry today. Go to Etsy.com/shop/conceptual subculture, or one word, either by going to Google or search Etsy, ETSY.com, and type in one word, conceptual subculture. You will find the hottest designs using natural stones with wire wrap rings, rough, raw, genuine, semi-precious gemstone jewelry, solid sterling silver, copper, leather, organite, bracelets, pendants, chokers, men's copper cups with sterling accents, eco-friendly, repurposed, original, one-of-a-kind design earrings. Support MBN by going to Conceptual Subculture on Etsy.
Warning, warning, everything I say is fucking crazy and should not be reinterpreted or reenacted because you will be either shot or NDAA'd. Warning.
You know, I sometimes wonder what it would be like if I died and ended up in some type of purgatory. Jaja, I'm home.
Hi, dear.
Now, Jaja, I know that was you last night dressed up as one of the Chiquita Banana dancers. Now, I thought I told you to stay away from the club.
That wasn't me.
Pero como le gusta hacer problemas a esta mujer, Dios mío. What a tragedy last night. All the dancers' heels broke at the show. The show was ruined, Jaja.
Look, Brucey, I only did it because I thought you were dating one of the dancers.
Jaja, they are my cousins. Why do you think they are called the Chiquita Banana Dancers?
Why?
Because we just brought them off a boat last night.
But I thought she was your girlfriend. I didn't know if you crazy Cubans date your cousins.
Not this crazy Cuban. Look, Jaja, my cousin is suing the club now. So it looks like I can't buy you that mink coat you wanted. So that is what purgatory sounds like. I didn't know I was Cuban in purgatory. Whoa.
So depressed. I don't know what to do. Hey, go for it, man. It's easy for you to say you got the promotion.
Look, it'll come, all right? Just don't worry about it. The feeling is definitely there. It's a new morning in America. Fresh, vital. The old cynicism is gone. We have faith in our leaders.
About to incite a riot. Make some noise, break up the silence. Scream and shout, no being quiet. Spread the facts until you buy it. Come to my den, I got toys for torture. We drink the blood fresh just to stay immortals. We bring a thug fest, calling all New Yorkers. And keep a bayonet for the future slaughters. Take your bets, the players make them offers. Heads or tails, your life is on a quarter. All the king's men tally up their horses. Forging ahead with a secret missile launching. Off to Georgia and start to cross the borders. In my bedroom, I'm making all the orders. If you come, you won't make it till morning. Get the picture, maybe kinda sort of. Ski mask, check. Extra filter, check. Scissors, check. Duct tape, check. H2O, check. Ammo, check. Boots, check. Receiver, check. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. I got the right.
Happy All Hallows Eve, everyone. You're listening to a special, extra spooky Bruce Montalvo show on All Hallows Eve. That's right, October 30th, 2017. Very spooky, very creepy. That you see, I'm Cuban in a parallel purgatory-like dimension. And Jaja is like a Cuban Lucille Ball, isn't she? If you're wondering where she is, I killed her all over again. That's why you hear the silence. I killed her last week. I don't know, what did you guys think of last week's skit? Was it as good as this week's skit? Did you like last week's skit?
Brucey!
You didn't like last week's skit because you got butchered with a chainsaw. I whipped out the chainsaw and hacked you to bits, didn't I? Like, it sounded grotesque, like, straight up. Here you go, Jaja. Pissed me off for the last time. That's what I did. I hacked her up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to a special, very wonderful, very unique, one-of-a-kind Bruce Montalvo show. Only on Spreaker.com, and guess what? We're also on iHeartRadio. We got accepted to iHeartRadio the other night, so now you could find the show on iHeartRadio. You can find us, the Bruce Montalvo show, on iHeartRadio, on Stitcher.com, and on iTunes. That's the Bruce Montalvo show on iHeartRadio, Stitcher.com, and iTunes, but we broadcast on Spreaker.com, and we're also on TalkStream Live. Our good friends over at TalkStream Live helping beam out the show. And it's spooky. You hear all the spooky sound effects, but nothing is as spooky as Stewie Griffin, the baby from Family Guy, calling out Kevin Spacey like in 2005 or something. Here, listen to this. Okay, you know, nothing's spookier than baby fuckers in the Illuminati. Look, listen to this.
I'll do it, fine. Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement! I'll do it, fine. Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement!
Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement. Wow. So, I mean, they're going to whip out the chainsaw for, like, Corey Feldman, man. I mean, he's bringing down that Nazi Kevin Spacey. They're going to hack up Kevin Spacey. No, Kevin Spacey is going to get Corey Feldman chainsawed. That's right. Corey Feldman, man, he's got, like, freaking balls of steel. He's really coming after him. Anyway, folks, it's Halloween. It's All Hallows Eve. Tomorrow's Halloween, so we're saying hello to Halloween. And, you know, America loves its paganism and its Satanism all wrapped up into one big, beautiful holiday. But don't you know it's It's occult Saturn worship. It's the harvest because Saturn is Kronos, the Grim Reaper. So you're lucky. At this point, you should drink a beer and say, wow, man, Kronos/Saturn didn't like harvest me. It was the harvest of souls. What, you think they're just harvesting like pumpkins and stuff? Oh, it's creepy stuff. I mean, let's get into it here. What are words? Okay, what are witches' favorite subjects in school? Spelling, because words are spells. Spelling. See, so if you curse death upon somebody, that's a spell. You're wishing for them to die. And if you put the D in front of evil, you get devil. So it's devil, right? Devil, evil. So, you know, Halloween's cool. You know, you get a lot of kids don't like the what is that, candy corn? Anyway, my show host is like a fucking zombie. I mean, she hears me talking. She's like, nah, I'm going to let him talk like that. I'm not going to fucking help him. Oh, she's back. Help? Well, there's zombies.
Well, you know.
Well, now zombies on my show. Hello, zombie. Thank you for joining me.
You were talking about witches, and I was researching some herbs for healing.
Herbs for healing.
Yeah, like yarrow and plantain leaf and comfrey, you know, and all kinds of skin ailments. I was
yeah, because all these witches, all these druids, they gather around the cauldron, and you know they got all these herbs and all these spices, and they're doing their little spell casting, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of hidden. I mean, actually, the herbs themselves, they have used them for spells, like agrimony. If you use agrimony in a spell, you can use it to repel what somebody else did to you.
Right, so Corey Feldman should be using agrimony, and he should have a list, and he should be taking all this down, because Kevin Spacey, that Nazi from American Beauty, remember, like, that Nazi thought that he was, like, getting his Lebensborn, the Nazi's kid, to, like, suck off Kevin Spacey. So already in the movies, everybody's known that Kevin Spacey, like, you know, gets, like, boys to suck him off more than likely. But in that movie, it was, like, a guy that was, like, a hidden Nazi, and his Nazi son, his Lebensborn, his Hitler clone, his little boy from Brazil, was getting, like, weed from Kevin Spacey, but from a certain angle, the dad in American Beauty thought that his son was giving Kevin Spacey a blowjob. So, I mean, Hollywood is known for some time, so, I mean, now you have, 2005, you had Seth MacFarlane, Family Guy, have Stewie from Family Guy running naked, a little baby running naked, saying, help, help! I just escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement.
Okay, well, they knew something. They obviously knew something that we were not privy to. The fact is...
Hollywood knows that this guy is a baby-raping psycho killer.
What I think is that there's a war of powers among the elite. I think that the reason why you haven't heard of Kevin Spacey and this whole situation with Corey Feldman is because it wasn't the right time.
No, Corey Feldman's been talking about it since like '93, but now that Trump's in, it seems like he's going after the baby rapers. See, everybody's trying to say that Trump is like a baby. Why? Because his version of Barney and Friends is Fox and Friends?
Right.
So they want to call him a big baby, but he's actually going after the baby rapers. Look at this. Seth MacFarlane joked about Kevin Spacey on Family Guy episode. Family Guy made a creepy Kevin Spacey joke years ago. 12-year-old Family Guy joke about Kevin Spacey goes viral after Spacey's sexual misconduct allegations. But you know what he said? The son of a bitch, the asshole. He said, "Oh, I'm gay and I was drunk." So that's like an affront to like all gay people and all drunk people, because I'm sure that gay people don't go out and like touch kids, and drunk people don't go out unless they're pedophiles. That means, you know, they're pedophiles. They're not gay or drunk people.
The problem is...
Or they're drunk gay pedophiles.
The problem is the statute of limitations now. And he's laughing it off with the law.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Spacey's a dick. You know, he works for George Soros. He's in those progressive commercials. He thinks he's so... Oh, he was K-Pax, the alien. Remember that shit? How fucking weird he was? Yeah. A weirdo. What's so weird about Kevin Spacey? He always rubbed me the wrong way, you know?
I never liked him.
He's just a weirdo.
I mean, he was good in that movie, you know?
Well, he was fantasizing about his daughter's friends. They're like rose petals coming out of them and shit.
They made him look
They're like
straight.
high school girls.
But he was probably wishing he was a man, a boy.
Oh, there was that scene with that Nazi's son in American Beauty. And then the Nazi ends up shooting Kevin Spacey in the head.
So you think it was a kind of Hollywood was trying to give him some psycho trauma? They had him reenact some weird reality, so he would have some kind of he knows he was being watched, and then he had to react it. That's why he did it so well, is because he was so comfortable doing it, and they knew.
Well, Corey Feldman's getting like millions and millions of dollars together to like expose all the pedophiles. So I mean, besides that, I mean, you don't know if it's a PR stunt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't know at the end of the day. I mean, is Donatello really for real? You know, hopefully he doesn't end up like Heath Ledger. So the only thing I could tell Corey Feldman is to stay the fuck away from the Olsen twins, or he'll end up naked, ass up in a hotel somewhere, overdosed out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm saying, there's a war between the elites. Why wasn't Corey Feldman's issue taken seriously years ago?
Oh no, they swept it under the rug.
There was
in '93 he tried to expose these guys. Now he's saying he's going to expose the biggest names, the most pedophile scum in Hollywood. I mean, what do we have to do in short of going to every pedophile's door, finding their addresses online, showing up at their door with a shotgun, and killing them? I mean, what do we have to do? I mean, is that what's going to have to happen to rid the world of these pedo scum? I mean, we have to go online, find out where they live, and kill them, right? That's what we're going to have to do to rid the world of pedophiles, because the courts protect pedophiles. So let's just go one away.
The courts have been, you're right, in part, that the courts have been protecting pedophiles, because for the past 8 years, Barack Obama is complicit. You know, his father, Frank Marshall Davis, was a known and proud pedophile. Just look at Sex Rebel. Okay, just type in Sex Rebel by Frank Marshall Davis, who is really Barack Obama's real father. He
was a KGB. You want to talk about Russian connections? The Democrats are full of them.
But Barack Obama's father admits to having sex with little boys and little girls, both underage, in Sex Rebel. And he said it's an autobiography. He was never convicted.
Kids, don't go to Barack Obama for freaking Halloween. Stay away from him. He's probably moonlighting. He's like turning into his father. You know?
I wouldn't say that Barack is that type.
Yeah. Well, what was the $65,000 spent on hot dogs, which that is like a known code word for boys. The FBI. I mean, give me a break. Barack Obama has a tail to step on, and I know he's super powerful. He could have me killed, but he could go fuck himself, because I want him in jail. And if Trump ends up killed or having to fake his death like JFK, it's because bastards like Obama, these evil scumbags that rape little kids.
Who do you want more in jail, Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton?
I want both of them to be in jail, butt fucking each other with plungers. That's what I want. No, but it's getting crazy because 5th graders are now dating. Okay, they're probably giving BJs in high heels behind the bleachers in their elementary school.
What do you mean, probably?
Okay. Now, thanks to Gaga and Miley, little boys are like rubbing little girls as raisins.
Wait a second. Gaga has nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, sure.
Miley, Cyrus, Virus, and
they all have something to
Kelly.
do with it. It's the hypersexualization. Okay, it started happening in my time with the fucking Britney Spears and all that shit. All right, whatever. She'd come out on stage having sex with a snake. I don't know. It's just happening. Yes, Jaja. What are you trying to give me like this long period of silence and then not say nothing? Only Rush Limbaugh can do that, and myself.
What I'm just trying to say is that, there are specifically, like Hannah Montana was completely turned kids. I mean, the fact that she was a nice little girl, and then she turned into a super slut, and she had those kids gripped by her own past, like her own television.
You know what? They're probably raping the Hannah Montanas and the Gagas. I mean, they're like mind-controlled, programmed, like Metropolis, like robotic just people. They're not even real freaking people. You know, the Jesuits are like putting freaking mind control programs in all these people. They sure are. Anyway, we're like, you know, having a very creepy, freaking spooky, you know, it's like zombified Bruce Montalvo show here, isn't it? Anyway, nobody's going to stop me. Corey Feldman says he'll release every name of all the Hollywood pedos. Again, I told him, hey, stay away from the Olsen twins. You know, if you're going to do that, you know, you'll end up like Heath Ledger more than likely. But Netflix announces it will pull the plug on House of Cards. That show sucked anyway. He was just pretending to be a bad president. I don't know who he was. Trump? Who was he trying to be?
I don't know what people found in it. I saw like a whole season of it, and I was like...
You know what didn't have me snoring was that Dodger game the other night. Oh my God, it was like 13-12. It went 10 innings. And it was a heartbreaker, baby, because the Dodgers lost it by 1 run, you know. It's just devastating. But they're going back to Chavez Ravine. They're going back to L.A. And, yeah, I'm going to watch it if Jaja doesn't shut up while I'm trying to watch it.
There's not too many more left, right?
You know what? There has to be 2 games left. Because if there's 1 game left, that means you want the Houston Astros to win. Now, I know it's a good pick-me-up, feel-good story. But sports have nothing to do with, like, people, all right?
Well, I don't...
Maybe they do. Because people play sports, but what I'm trying to say is that I want the Dodgers to win. I don't really care about the Houston team, but yeah, it has nothing to do with Hurricane Harvey. But it'll make the city feel good, right? No, I want the Dodgers to win.
Bruce, I'm not opposed to you watching games. It's just the sitting in front of the screen and eating and drinking.
Are you calling me a fat, rubber-titted
No, I'm
eating...
not. I'm just anybody, like a couch potato, like, you know? I disagree with if you wanted to, like,
okay,
I don't...
Excuse me, Jaja. How many fucking years have I watched Dodger games with you, you know, during October? None. Because they haven't gone to the World Series since, like, fucking 1988. So give me a break here. And just, you know, the man code would agree with me and they'd be like, all right, Jaja, maybe you just shut up before he chainsaws you.
Bruce is really funny. He's got this, like, Dodgers jersey and he puts it on when he's watching it. And
well, not just that, but I do, like, voodoo. You know what I'm saying? I have, like, the baseball voodoo, you know, the doll, or Joe Boo. And I bring him some rum. Said, please let the Dodgers win. I light some sandalwood on the bat. So that it ignites the Dodgers' bats with power. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka.
I have this bat that I use to form cuffs with. You know, I manipulate the bat and I'm able to... And he just removes it and he pretends he's a baseball player.
I pretend to be Don Imus talking about sports, too. Anyway, Pepsi is admitting that its soda contains cancer-causing ingredients. You know, I've always known Mountain Dew back in the day. Like, don't drink Mountain Dew or else, you know, your sperm count's going to be low.
You know what I heard? That from Griffith, G.W. Griffith, right?
G. Edward,
right. He said that people are lacking in vitamin B17. And if you look at some of the cultures, like the Hunza culture, there's a lot of cultures that have high amounts of B17 in their diet, and they've always lived the longest. Forget resveratrol. I'm not saying resveratrol is bad, but B17 is what we are lacking, and they're bitters, you know, and these are things that will save your life, and we are lacking in it, and because of the lack of B17, anything that is carcinogen could possibly cause cancer because you don't have enough B17. But, you know, the thing is that if you have, like, a very progressed cancer, it doesn't, they say it's you know, you're better off.
Yeah, but they're putting cancer cells in the water you drink. If you're drinking the tap water, okay, they're putting cancer cells in there. I mean, just go download a PDF of Ecoscience, okay, and right there, I mean, it'll tell you what they're doing to the water. I mean...
Well, then I recommend never going out to eat, okay, ever, and just distilling your own water.
Yeah, I mean, the water's getting so bad that frogs are actually having gay sex with each other.
So they say.
They're, like, turning into girls. They're, like, choosing to turn into, like, transgendered frogs. Yeah. Oh, really? Just read it. Read I mean, shit. You read you drink a high C or one of those like fruit drinks the kids drink. That was even making them gay at one point.
Do frogs have a penis?
Yes, frogs have penises.
Okay.
Oh my god, the level of intelligence drops. And I thought you went to like college and stuff. Well, how else does a frog procreate? What I'm saying is what's happening in the waters that's making the frogs turn transgender? Okay? I mean, you drink Mountain Dew, it lowers your sperm. Now you're drinking Pepsi, you're drinking baby, and you're drinking cancer.
There's a lot of stuff in the water. People, when they piss it out, they have their medicines and all kinds of crap. The chlorine, the fluoride, everything is really gross. It's really bad for you. The chlorine is very bad for your skin. You know, and so the fluoride is bad for your insides. It's really fucked up. We're in a very bad state in our health. You know, it's just, you know, you have to have an awakening and really stop a lot of crap. And you kind of can't go out to fast food. I mean, that stuff is really bad. I mean, in most restaurants, they don't really put the care in.
Yeah, you want to talk about Frankenstein? How about Franken Foods? Anyway, this is a very, very scary segment. Now, we're going to do something special here that we haven't done, that we only do around Halloween time.
Oh.
That's right. I'm going to call a haunted phone booth. Yes. I'm calling the Mojave phone booth.
Mojave phone booth.
Now, if you want to call it too and get in on all the fun, the number is 760-733-9969. That's 760-733-9969. Now, this is a phone booth that's out there in the Mojave Desert. It says here it was acquired by the CLEC by Phone Freak Lucky 225. That sounds like some like spook, like code name numbers, right?
But
like
now it's
code
gonna be
name.
busy. They're all gonna
July 31st, 2013, and now rings using voice over IP callers. Join a conference where strangers can once again connect, just like when the phone booth was active. Wow. This sounds like the craziest freaking phone booth you've ever heard of, right? Haunted phone booth, legendary phone booth, the Mojave phone booth conspiracy. So let's do it here. Let's see what we get. Let's see. We're calling the Mojave phone booth. Probably a bunch of spooks, but we're going to ask him if Kennedy's still alive on one of the remote islands.
Oh, no, he's dead now.
Oh, well, if he just died, or when did he die, or how about we just ask if Kennedy faked his death?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Because that's the name of the Halloween show. JFK faked his death. And here we go. The phone booth.
We're sorry. The number you have dialed has been changed to a conference. Press 1 through 9 for conference. Press 1 through 9 for...
We'll call him the Mojave phone booth.
The only party in this conference.
The only party. Hello. This is Bruce Montalvo calling the Mojave phone booth. Oh, they got me on hold? I'd like to talk to Satan, please. I hear it's his birthday tomorrow. I want to ask Satanus if JFK faked his death. Yes? Yeah, I hear you typing there. It's very spooky. Anyway, I don't know if the Mojave phone booth knows that I'm doing a live show. That this is the one and only Bruce Montalvo calling the Mojave phone booth.
You had a really good experience one time. You called in and some guy was really funny.
Oh, he was really funny, wasn't he?
Mojave phone booth.
Mojave phone booth?
Mojave phone booth.
Oh, but there's just some creepy dude typing. It's probably like spanking his monkey or or whatever. Hey, phone booth. Anybody there?
CIA, yo, what's up? How you doing over there in Nazi land?
Whoa.
So you have to address them the right way. They're playing music.
Playing some very cryptic music on the Mojave phone booth. Some dark notes, some dark frequencies. Sounds like Nosferatu is walking amongst the halls, waiting for a chance to strike and bite your neck. Oh, wow. And we are on the line with the
Mojave phone
booth, the legendary haunted Mojave phone booth. Sounds like they're getting in the Halloween spirit.
We're closer to the Mojave phone booth than we were last time. We called them. It's really right down the block, a few hours away.
We were in New York City 2 years ago, right, when we called Mojave phone booth.
You think if you go there and you pick up the phone, you'd hear this right now?
It's a conference call, so they're hearing me, they're hearing the phone.
So if other people call in, will they hear this too?
I have no idea. This is why this phone booth is haunted. You don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, every time we call, we get like a different something.
There's a different experience every time you call this phone booth.
Yeah, the CIA has nothing better to do. This is the shits and giggles.
And we hope you're enjoying this, folks. These are the cryptic sounds coming from the Mojave phone booth
in Nevada.
This is a much creepier experience than the first time we called. It was bubbly. It was a funny kind of guy. I mean, he was making like alien sounds at one point.
Oh, yeah.
We could have been talking to an alien the other time.
But there is somebody there. He's right there. I want to know how many members of the CIA are Lebensborn.
There's no joke. There's nothing but Nazis running this damn phone booth.
Yeah. And NASA. How many Lebensborns are in NASA?
How many kids does Himmler have?
How many Jews work for NASA? Probably none. Oh, but the Jews control everything.
Are you guys going to do anything? I mean, all the dead air and the dead silence. I mean, come on. Do something fucking creepy here. You're on the Bruce Montalvo show. This show's being recorded forever. So,
this is your grand
on All Hallows Eve, nobody in the world is showcasing the paranormal power of the Mojave phone booth except for I, Bruce Montalvo, wielding the power like an alchemist, like a sorcerer, on All Hallows Eve.
Is there somebody there?
Mojave phone booth, are aliens real, or are they just a figment of our imaginations when we're on mushrooms? I want to know, are reptilians real? Is David Icke right? That fucking British bastard? Or is he a shill?
And what happens at Roswell?
Yeah, was it just a bunch of Asian guys that you experimented on?
It's still open. I think they shoot film there.
And just creepy. It sounds like someone is on the other side of this phone call, this phone booth. Are you there? Are you some type of high-level government agent?
Maybe Ghost Radar will give you more words than this. She got some music. That's nice.
You don't know what can happen.
Yeah, somebody could break through and
You don't know
break on
what
through
can.
to the other side.
Is Jim Morrison still alive? I think I asked that like 2 years ago. My questions are not being answered by the Mojave.
Is Jimi
Congo.
Hendrix Morgan Freeman? We know you're hiding them. Is Megyn Kelly Nicole Brown Simpson?
Yeah, she should interview OJ now that he's out.
And that would be a gas.
I feel like I'm in a haunted elevator, not calling a haunted phone booth.
It's good creepy music.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good creepy music.
Yeah.
I mean, this is some stuff that should be like in movies or
Yeah,
something.
like a black and white silent film.
Yeah.
It's well done. I bet a German composed it.
Oh yeah, they compose the best. Holy
Sounds
crap.
like a mixture of Tangerine Dream and Kraftwerk or something. Oh, it's getting good.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're
That is
listening to
fantastic.
the Bruce Montalvo Show. Broadcasting live on All Hallows Eve. I'm calling the one and only Mojave phone booth. The music coming from the Mojave phone booth is just crazy.
Well, it's reminiscent of the phone booth that's standing there in the middle of nowhere, and nobody's there, and the dust is flowing from the wind. It's just standing.
It is a phone booth where nobody's there, and the dust is flowing in the wind. I mean, there's nothing there. It's a haunted freaking phone
But the
booth.
music is reminiscent of the reality that it's in.
Ah. Phone booth, do you find Jaja and I funny? Or do you want to kill us?
Are you mad that we keep exposing things? Maybe you need to call them back. It'll be something different.
No.
Yeah, but it's something different every time.
Something different. Hey, folks, well, we got the Mojave phone booth here. And something different. Yeah, I'm going to transition to something different here. Some Dracula jokes. How about that? Hey, Mojave phone booth, do you want to hear some Dracula jokes? Doesn't want to hear Dracula jokes? You let me know if it does. Oh, wow. He's like, go on, motherfucker. Give me a Dracula joke. Hey, why doesn't Dracula have any friends? Because he's a pain in the neck. Ah, 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 ah. Yeah, you've heard that one before. What about Taylor Swift? Why doesn't he take a bite out of Taylor Swift? Because she has bad blood. Oh, that was just bad. Holy crap. Sounds like suspenseful music, like a super beast is like rushing over like an invisible monster coming over to kill us as we speak. Or like he's watching us through the windows. The red glaring eyes.
They are watching you.
Well, they're watching me on the camera on my phone.
Absolutely, yeah. You gave them full access. We're now connected to the CIA. Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. Here's another Dracula joke. In 1897, Dracula fed on virgins. In 2017, he's died of hunger because nobody's a virgin anymore. They've all been fucked, man. Hey, how about this one? Why couldn't Dracula's wife get to sleep? Because he kept coughing. I made a funny there. Why couldn't Dracula's wife fall asleep? Because he kept coughing. So, Mojave phone booth, you're just like trying to scare me with like music, right? Is that what you're trying to do? That's all you have, man?
Maybe you need to call them
That's
back.
the epic Mojave phone booth. I want to hear like some screams or some alien farts or something.
Right.
Oh, here they are. What's going on here?
They're not going to pick up.
Who do you want to pick up? Who's they? I mean, I want aliens to pick up. So you're telling me they, as in aliens, aren't going to pick up?
Right. Ghosts.
Oh, ghosts. Okay. Yeah, it's only spooks from
Spooks.
the Central Cinematic Intelligence Agency.
I think that's a good question. How many Jews work for the CIA?
None, because they hacked all their heads off in World War II and you could fill 2 Dodger stadiums. Hey, Mojave Phone Booth, thanks for stopping by. You're a terrible talk radio show host / guest.
But you do have interesting music.
But you got some good music. Now, before I go, I might call you back in like 10 minutes or something because I'm doing my Halloween special. You got anything to say before I go?
They laughed.
I want to hear a laugh.
Sounded like a...
Oh, they're getting ready for Halloween. The phone booth is channeling its magnetic dark energies. It's just a bunch of music.
Yeah.
Creepy, haunted music from a haunted phone booth.
But it was well done.
It was well done, wasn't it? Well done. What, medium rare or well done? How do you like your Mojave phone booth?
It was really great. It was really great, creepy music. Maybe they'll put somebody on this time.
Maybe they'll put somebody on, but we got a show to do. Let's see. Everybody's going crazy over that JFK thing. People actually think that there was a second shooter now. That's the big whoop that Trump exposed. A second shooter. I mean, for the longest time, it's like apparent there was more than like 2 shooters. Or was there any shooters? I mean, think about it. The shot came from the front. How could Oswald have shot JFK from the front? Right? And there was no blood. There was no blood splatters. You didn't see any blood, right? When he like goes past the highway sign in the Zapruder film, he's clenching at his neck when the first shot's fired, and that first shot or whatever, first hoax, you see no blood. So I mean, I'm thinking that Kennedy faked his death, and then if you go back, I mean, they just use like the weekly world news to turn the truth into disinformation. I think that JFK really was photographed in a secret hideout with Jackie and Marilyn.
Yeah, it looked like it. It was definitely looked like him. And I don't see why not. I mean, you said he was sick. I mean, there's information that he wasn't. His health was failing. Why? You can't be president if your health is failing. And he was young at the time. So he needed time to heal. He couldn't be running around. And I think that he was with Marilyn. And Marilyn said, I can't stand the limelight, honey. Let's just leave. Let's just go away to an island somewhere.
You do a better Marilyn than I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
You sounded too much like I Love Jaja. That's why it's our own sitcom.
Yeah, whatever.
That really would be hell if we were just like in purgatory and you were I Love Lucy and we kept replaying the same show over and over again and you kept like fucking up the set at my like salsa club. That would be like hell.
We shot my video at a salsa club.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
That's right. Break the door down. There was a bit of that.
Break the door down. How about this new segment I have called Doomsday News with Before It's News? Speaking of breaking the door down, look at this. This goes right into breaking the door down. Look, UN soldiers said, this is on Before It's News, UN soldiers said they will occupy America going door to door, breaking the door down, taking guns or shooting to kill. They've been doing this for a while. I mean, those Operation Urban Warrior exercises, you get like Ukrainians and all sorts of people training in San Francisco. I mean, not people, but like foreign militaries training to like apprehend you when like the United Nations decides to take over America.
Well, we saw something like that in Black Mirror the other day with that the one episode with the military, and they implanted them with a certain brain implant, and it would help them see some people that aren't called people. They want to try to train them. They call them roaches. And
so basically undesirables, or anybody the military wants to like take over or take your house or whatever, they would, in this implant, in this wetware that they were putting in the soldiers, in this episode of Black Mirror, they would see the people as like monsters.
Yeah.
So it would make
Zombies.
it easier for them to kill, the hologram of a monster, but it's really a person. They were killing people.
Yeah, and they invented. The soldier realized that because the roaches, so-called roaches, they came up with a deactivating device, and when the light hit their face, their programming would malfunction, and they would see them as people, as having.
But that's really going on in the military. I mean, the soldiers, they implant these chips in them, and they could see things, holographic things. They could, download a program that feeds on their fears, just like that other episode of Black Mirror where they were feeding off this person's fears in a video game, like an actual video game chip implant that they implant this guy's brain to. And then this other episode where these two lesbian couples are put in like a downloadable computerized heaven. So when they die, their soul gets downloaded onto a computer, and they get to live in computer heaven.
Yeah, with each other.
Yeah, in some fairy tale kind of Second Life world.
Yeah. Very strange. I mean.
So yeah, these soldiers, they're being chipped, and you don't know how strong the chips are going to be, what kind of chips they're going to be. It's not Chips Ahoy, it's not Lay's. They're chipping people with freaking, these microchips, these marks of the beast that they could literally, if they program them to, they could see you as like a big reptoid or a monster, and they'll kill you. Yeah. I don't think it's too far from the truth. I mean, this is like future tech.
They probably have done a lot of exploration with it, and they showed some of these people dying. Like the one guy, he was, he was trying to make some extra money, and he went into this gamer experiment, and they put on a pair of, they shot something in the back of his head, they put a pair of glasses on, and he was able to play whack-a-mole in 3D with a hologram, but the person programming it didn't see it. She was just...
Anyway, so in the end, the UN is going to microchip all their soldiers to look at Americans as like giant reptile people, and it's going to make it easier for these soldiers to kill Americans.
I think they think it's easy anyway, Bruce. I mean, look what they did to Napa Valley, all those people that died. Look what they did to Oh
yeah, they don't care. They don't care. Okay, these people like to sit behind the home for the blind and watch the sunrise rise. They like to watch the sunrise. I mean, do they care really? I mean, the elite are being supplied with children. The elite are supplying other pedophile elite with children. It's a huge CIA freaking
and what's interesting
operation.
Interesting is that you always said that there was the Puerto Ricans were considered roaches, or they were painted as roaches.
I didn't say that. Bohemian Grove. They got an image of Puerto Rican roaches during a parade.
Yeah.
But look, let's go back to JFK. Okay, JFK faked his death. And forget about JFK files, whatever Trump released. I mean, it was nothing. Okay, Trump's not going to release the truth, because the truth is that JFK faked his death. And JFK basically had a body double. You remember Tippit, J.D. Tippit? Well, the others in the police, in the Dallas police, used to say that Tippit was like Kennedy. They'd say, oh, that's the Kennedy look-alike. So they did something with J.D. Tippit. You don't know who was JFK body double. If they shot the JFK double, if they had an implant that looked like it was shot. I mean, why wasn't there pools of blood all over the place, and Jackie's pink dress splattered with blood all over the place, just like drenched in blood, when he got shot in the neck, the first shot? It should have been gushing. It should have been visible on camera, but it wasn't.
There was a piece missing in the camera, wasn't it? Also, the footage.
No, the footage was the Zapruder film. The original Zapruder film was altered. It was edited. So, I mean, in the end, JFK absconded to some remote island with Maryland, No way he got shot in the throat and no blood came out. I mean, it's the biggest hoax ever.
I agree. Because, it just goes to show you that it's a cover-up, because every other alternative media talk show, they will discuss the JFK files until they turn blue in the face. It's been going on for years. It's fucking boring.
Oh, come on. It's so boring. If you just want to watch whatever JFK files, just go watch Oliver Stone's JFK. And that's what got Trump excited. He was in Air Force One. Oh, I like this. I'm going to release some files. Right? Oh, but he just, anything that isn't actually, not, like a fucking grand spectacle. Oh, it's got to be the NFL or JFK or Merry Christmas.
What I think is that it's going to be another 30, 40 years before you'll find out, because there's a lot of other family members involved with the Kennedys as opposed to the Hitler situation, because with Hitler, who we know escaped and went to...
Oh, yeah, there's Hitler clones running Hollywood.
Yeah, but Hitler himself...
There's boys of Brazil running the world.
Yeah.
And the Jesuits put them all in place after they allowed the Nazis to escape in World War II through the rat lines to South America. I mean, they transported Hitler via submarine to Argentina.
Yeah. There's a lot of books and there's a lot of information coming out, but this is... Supposedly he died in, 1986. So, that's all we really know.
There was no body ever found of Hitler, okay? So, with JFK, I mean, they could have faked the body. They could have shot J.D. Tippit, and then they could have replaced whatever, they could have just... If nobody was shot, the J.D. Tippit who was shot could have become, the cadaver, the Kennedy
people
cadaver.
Are experts in faking deaths, and also they had their hands... The CIA has been with Hollywood.
Oh, really? So, I mean, how stupid do they want you to believe? Some magic bullet that swirled around 7 times, did all sorts of zigzags, went up and down, all around, went in one guy's breast and then flew out some other place, then took a right turn and then killed Kennedy and shot Kennedy in the head. It's a zigzagging super bullet, a bullet that's never zigzagged ever. You got Arlen Specter to thank for that one. But everybody, a lot of these guys that helped cover it up are dead. But then again, what were they covering up? Probably covering up the fact that JFK flew to some remote island on the flat Earth with Marilyn.
Yeah, and there he was, sick as a dog at 78 in a wheelchair.
It's just unbelievable how they didn't catch these Nazis. They end up escaping. Okay, so what? They gave up, Eichmann, but they let Mengele get away. Well, the most cold-blooded freaking killers. Mengele, the angel of death. Why does Mengele get away? Why? Because it's probably monarchy.
Yeah, that man was disgusting. I'm sorry. The other soldiers, Goebbels, whatever, he was just a ministry of propaganda. He was an asshole, but, because he helped propagate an ideology.
Oh, Mengele was pouring hot water into Jewish midgets' eye sockets.
He was fucking gross, and I think he was really sick in the head. And
the angel of death.
They should have put him away into a fucking mental institution, and instead of, they used his experiments for something? I mean, please, tell me one thing. I mean, sewing twins together, what the fuck? All this shit. I went to Yad Vashem, I saw what the Nazis did to the Jews. It's vulgar, and there's a lot of sick people in
I'll tell you what's vulgar. What the Jesuits want Jesus to do to them. They want Jesus to, shoot his salvation all over their face while they're rubbing on Jesus' hairy abs and chest.
Doesn't the Bible say don't worship?
That's what the Nazis are, a bunch of freaking, Jesuit Jesus lovers.
Can you call Mojave phone booth again and ask him about Flat Earth?
Oh my God! Can you talk about one fucking thing for a second, Nazis, and not just jump around and have me grab the phone on air?
Well, you know where I go with the Nazis. I start getting into the boys from Brazil, doppelgangers, and you hate that. So, whatever.
Anyway, this is a different show because on the other shows we were coming back from Mexico, right? We were we've been going to Mexico, now I want to go to Mexico again, to an even better place. But, the thing about Mexico is The Mexican beer tastes like piss because they piss in it. Just wanted to say that. Mexican beer tastes like piss because they piss in it.
Yeah, and you want to go to Mexico? Next time they do, they're going to give you a fucking pissed in beer.
No. They're not going to do that because I'm El Gran Montalvo. And they love me. Now, let's call that fucking phone booth again because it's Halloween. Hello, Halloween. Well, it's All Hallows Eve. But might as well be Halloween. Let's see.
We're sorry. The number you have dialed has been changed to a conference. Press 1 through 9 for conference.
We're going to call them the Haunted Mojave Phone Booth once again.
You are the only party in this conference.
Uh-oh. More music. Hello?
Hello? You're back on the radio. Are you going to do anything exciting, Mojave Phone Booth? No, Mojave Phone Booth's just going to be like a weirdo. And play creepazoid music on air on the Bruce Montalvo show during our All Hallows Eve special. We actually had a guest from the Mojave Phone Booth who was just like the only thing he said was Mojave Phone Booth.
Yeah.
That was a great segment.
So you can punch in from 129?
Yeah, it gives you the same conference though. But if you want to call the creepy phone booth, just look up the Mojave Phone Booth. It's no conspiracy.
One time we called in and they started reading us a story, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they must be partying. You know what it is? The NSA.
No, they're doing lines of coke, and they just put a 24-hour reel of some creepy music. That's all. This is the haunted telephone in the Mojave Desert. You guys are famous. You even NPR talked about you, right? Those boring fuckers probably put you to sleep, huh, Mojave?
They're out having a Halloween party tonight, doing coke and drinking, all dressed up.
Yeah, they're dressed up, which brings me. Okay, we're not calling the Mojave fucking phone booth anymore, right, Jaja? They're just playing music. They're getting stoned.
Not tonight.
They're getting stoned. What are some of the best and worst Halloween costumes?
I don't know. A toothbrush is pretty.
How about dressing up as a white male?
Oh.
Or how about dressing up as ISIS and having a mock little machine gun and going into a mall? Someone actually did that.
I knew a guy who dressed as an altar boy, and he looked great, right? He was like a grown-ass man. And he was walking down the street, and he had the whole staff and everything, and, the costume. And I said to him, he was gay. I said, oh, don't pick up any priests now. And he thought it was hysterical. And guess what? I saw him on the way back, and guess what happened?
What happened?
He picked up a priest.
Oh, my God. How about if I'm a pilgrim? Because I'm like Mexican American. Should I be a pilgrim? Would that be offensive because I'm not white?
Mexican
Would that be cultural appropriation because I'm a Mexican American?
Don't like to get up in the morning because they're lazy.
Anyway, speaking of Mexican Americans or beaners, the Latino Victory Fund, or a bunch of beaners as I'm calling them, is going out and saying that Ed Gillespie is a Confederate supporting truck driving racist. So, this guy, Ed Gillespie, Virginia Republican gubernatorial candidate, being smeared by a bunch of beaners in the Latino Victory Fund. They're saying that all Trump supporters are white supremacists that have Gadsden flags on their bumpers, and they run over little mayates and their Muslim friends too. More pedal to the metal. You know who is funding this? The smut, these shock videos? It's definitely George Soros. He's putting like $18 billion into his George Soros openly destroy America society. Now, if that doesn't creep you out, I don't know what will. Okay, this old ass man might as well be freaking, like the witch from fucking Endor or some shit. And all his flying monkeys like Chuck Schumer and all Nancy Pelosi and all these other idiots. $18 billion to create such stupid commercials. I mean, really? White people aren't freaking running over little Mexicans and little Mayates and their Muslim friends too. Right? They're not. Okay, and Mayate is not racist. Okay? Well, I heard Red Fox say, like, spick and wetback, so, I mean, come on. Why don't they go back in time and call Red Fox a racist, and then they're going to ban Sanford and Son because Red Fox was incredibly racist. Yeah. So, everybody's going crazy on Twitter. JFK files reveal a second shooter. I did that as, like, clickbait, so I can see just how many people really think that a second shooter, or 3 shooters, or a guy on the grassy knoll, or they had a guy in the storm drain. How about JFK faked his death? There was a body double, if anything, that had an implant, and it went boom, and nobody died, and if they killed some guy, it was J.D. Tippett, so it could be like, the cadaver they used. What about the brain? Supposedly JFK's brain went missing, and then, oh my God, it's just, we want to talk about ghouls and goblins from years past. This JFK thing is just that. That's why I'm talking about it during All Hallows Eve. At the end of the day, you're going to believe the FBI is comprised of a bunch of homosexuals, like Masonic homosexuals, like freaking J. Edgar Hoover and his boyfriend. And his boyfriend Clyde Tolson and J. Edgar Hoover giving each other handies at the freaking Masonic Lodge, helping cover up this whole thing. They probably built a whole ruse around the anti-Castro Cubans and the Operation 40 and this and that, and they set it up to where these groups would be blamed. And the American government was like hell-bent on having you believe that it was Oswald that killed Kennedy. But in reality, I mean, did Kennedy really die? I mean, this guy probably died like last year. That's why they're like releasing all these Kennedy files, right? Something happened recently. Kennedy probably passed away finally on one of his islands, and they decided to reignite the whole debate. But they were saying these files were going to come out, back in when the JFK movie came out. They said, 2018 or 2019 or 20-something, 2022, JFK files were supposed to be released. So, again, they're just painting the image that Trump is a big conspiracy-loving baby that watches Fox and Friends because it sounds like Barney and Friends. That's right. Fox and Friends sounds like Barney and Friends. And I can't stand all the fucking They Live aliens on Fox. If you actually watch these people, the guy with the butt haircut and all these other people, they look like They Live freaking broadcast aliens. That's what they sound like. They're laughing, ha 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 ha. They're pretending to be conservative or Republican when they're neither. They're just libtards. You know what? They're probably not even Americans, so they're fucking Canadians. So that's what you like at Fox News? Canadians? Bunch of stinky Canadians? Just in horror. In horror of Fox. Well, they're awful. Fox is awful, and CNN is probably getting way better ratings than them because, I mean, you know what to expect from CNN. They're going to just talk shit about Trump, be a bunch of whiny pussies. That's what you get with CNN. Just the establishment media, the government media, Hollywood, the Marxist teachers, they're all killing America. I want to talk about this because it's the sexualization of America as well. They're going after our kids. Okay, Corey Feldman, the Donatello who ate pizza for the Ninja Turtles, the Pizzagate, Ninja Turtles eating pizza, and now he's coming out saying that he was, touched as a kid. You see? It's all connected. But I want to get into this because my kid the other day, who's 10 years old, told me that she's trying to play tetherball, and kids are walking around there holding hands or sitting down, making slurping noise, sucking face. It's unbelievable. They're wearing freaking little high heel shoes. You don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, what this decadence, total decadence of society, and the teachers are doing nothing. They're encouraging it. They probably have like the pedophile principal right there, watching all the little kids in the high heels, probably getting off. So I mean, and nothing can happen, right, Jaja? I mean, there's nothing you could really do to stop it. I mean, you could call the school and say, hey, there's kids over there in the school kissing and hugging and touching and stuff, but there's nothing you could do as a parent, right?
Yes, there are things you can talk to your own child and make sure that they don't get involved with that. That's the most important thing, is to have enough trust going on between you and your child, and to tell them that is very wrong and those kids are being very bad. And if you do that, you're going to be in trouble.
But it's only these like little Latino, hussy, little California slut kids. I mean, already dating and giving BJs and handies, probably.
I don't know about that, but I did speak to my sister-in-law who has children a little bit older, and they still don't have best friends that are girls. They don't hang out with girls, and they haven't heard any stories of them kissing either. So,
all right. I mean, when we were that age, we thought that girls had cooties.
Yeah, the most they should just play board games or tag or a couple of things, but not a lot. I mean, there's not a.
Oh, but this world's nutty. I mean, you have the kids being indoctrinated to believe in this hoax science, like the dinosaurs. Little babies walking around with T-Rex on their shirt, and right away they're gonna believe T-Rex existed because they've been wearing him on their shirt since they were freaking babies, right?
They should be jump roping. The girls should be jump roping and playing hopscotch. The boys, they could do whatever the fuck they want. But I mean,
so they could fly drones for Christmas and like spy on their neighbor ladies' titties and stuff.
Yeah, run around, play tag.
Well, just buy drones, and the kids are like having menage a trois at school. They're just pushing drones so that the kids could like invade other people's privacy, and it's going to be like drone freaking Topia, drone city.
Yeah. Drone
world.
I can't imagine people having drones.
The millions of drones flying in the sky. That's what it's going to be.
It's going to be crazy because the drones are going to break things. I mean, they'll break people's windows or, fall into something. Who knows? I mean, they could go on your property.
Drones look fun. I'm not going to sit here and bash drones because I kind of want to get one. I mean, they're kind of inexpensive. The one I saw was like $98, and they got like this mini drone. But I don't know if you could like record stuff. It kind of just teaches you how to like fly it. It's the one for $100 that you connect to your phone, and then you could like spy on your neighbor lady's
That's
titties.
Horrible. And why would you do that?
I wouldn't, but there's people that do that. They use the drone for the dark side of the drone.
Yeah, it's...
So I don't have a problem with drones as long as they're not spying on people. You could use them for like movies and stuff. Like if you want a high altitude shot,
right?
You don't need a crane. Go up, put a fucking drone up there, and hopefully the image doesn't come out so shaky.
Yeah.
You can edit that. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they're very high quality, very expensive drones you can get. Hey, if the government has drones, I want a drone too. Damn it! I mean, I want to be able to buy myself a drone and call it a freaking Predator drone. Or a Grim Reaper drone? Yeah, it sounds manly. In this world where they want to faggotize and feminize men to the point where, if I were to kill some black guy who's trying to break into my house, they'll say, Bruce, that was a hate crime and we're prosecuting you. Be like, what about the black guy that broke in and tried to kill me? They're not prosecuting real crime anymore. They're prosecuting hate crimes. All the kids are flying drones. All the little girls are wearing high heels now. I mean, all the pop stars are like, having anal sex on stage now. That's what's happened in this world. It sounds like just a regular old news headline on TMZ. Something that you wouldn't even bat an eye. Right? Absolutely. So are we going to go trick-or-treating? What are we going to do tomorrow? I don't even have a jack-o'-lantern.
It's not good to eat sugar.
What if I get a trick-or-treater again? I had one trick-or-treater last year.
You're not having pumpkins out there, so there's no enticement.
Well, I could buy a pumpkin, just at any minute. I could go right now and buy one.
Yeah, it's just different now.
And they don't have enough seeds. That's the thing. See, we would buy another pumpkin if it had more seeds in it, because we like to roast the seeds and eat the seeds.
Yeah. Actually, you're just better off buying the pumpkin seeds separately. Like Sprouts or something. We have Sprouts here. It's really great. Sprouts should be like all over America. It's like super great. They have the best produce there. Love it. Yeah, it's reasonably priced. It's great. I mean, it's much better than Whole Foods.
Is Sprouts paying you? How about advertising what really does get us paid?
Yeah. Okay. I was just trying to tell people that, in New York, the food is just outrageously expensive. It's like $6 for some organic milk, and over here at Sprouts, it's like $3 or something,
Oh, overpriced milk. Oh, that's so scary on Halloween.
It is scary.
Do you have any, ghost stories or anything? I mean, did anything ever happen to you? I mean, I got chased by, a giant, bull in the sky once, but I've told that story already.
Mm-hmm. I definitely... I told you already, ghosts.
Ghosts. Okay, talk about ghosts. Let's talk about ghosts for a minute.
I don't want to talk about my ghost experience.
You fucking suck, man, on air. Why you talk about ghosts? It's Halloween. Talk about fucking ghosts.
People think I'm fucking crazy.
They already do.
Alright, so then I don't want to...
So talk about... I'm not going to ask you again to talk about ghosts.
I believe in ghosts. Why don't you put on Ghost Radar?
Oh my god. Alright, that's a good idea. See, finally, she has a good idea. I gotta, She just kicked me on air. You are a violent person. Excuse me. Oh, now... So now you make me do the Ghost Radar, which it's not gonna say things. And I need dialogue here, but my co-host is now turned into a zombie. She's been bitten by a zombie, so now she walked off like a big zombie. Let's see, Ghost Radar. Let's see, she has a good idea, right? Hey, why don't you shut the hell up while I'm on air? You're babbling and stuff, and I got a radio show to do that's very, very scary. Thank you very much. Let's see. Ghost Radar. Worst idea ever. It's basically like a Divik. If you look up demons and Diviks, it's like the Jewish Divik. And this is kind of what your phone is. If you download Ghost Radar for your phone, it's like a Divik, a demon, a Jewish demon. And yeah, they got a lot of Jewish demons, don't they? I think they got 72 of them that the Illuminati controls. Jaja might be one of them. Anyway, let's see. It's Halloween, and you can find us. You can support the show. I asked her to plug the show, but instead she tried to plug something up my ass. Let's see. If you want to support the show, you want to support the Bruce Montalvo show, go to @Antique Obsessions, @Conceptual Subculture. Contrast. Oh, let's see. There's a ghost in here. Finally spoke. Contrast. Yes, it's in contrast to what I'm saying. Go to Antique Obsessions. That's @Antique Obsessions, @Conceptual Subculture, to support the show. Buy one-of-a-kind wearable art, beautiful sterling silver jewelry, bracelets, earrings, cups. I mean, I'm slaving away like freaking slave, making jewelry 24/7. The most beautiful jewelry you'll ever find on the internet, around the world. Antique Obsessions, @Conceptual Subculture. Ghost Radar Classic. Look like a big snooze. Let's see. They're putting cannabis in some of the candy. So for grown-ups, that sounds like a good time, a good party. But if you got the kiddies out there, just make sure you don't take them to seedy places. I don't know how to tell you, right? I mean, if the light's not on, or they got no jack-o'-lantern. I mean, it is Halloween, or you could end up being blood sacrificed by some Satanists if you go to the wrong house to ask for candy. But, some people drug the candy. They put nails inside the candy so the babies will choke on a nail, or, they poison the candy. They're despicable fucks. That's why it's like a trick or a treat. That's what I think Trump was doing with the JFK things. You thought it was going to be a treat, but he ended up tricking you because at the end of the day, the truth has become disinformation. JFK faking his death and absconding to some remote island is kooky. That's exactly what they want. They want the truth to be disinfo. So, yeah, they gave the truth to the Weekly World News, or they give the truth to a Bruce Montalvo. No, they don't give me anything. I have to claw and scratch and dig my way out of the rabbit hole myself. And you know how hard it is. I mean, I chainsawed my co-host last week. You wonder why, right? I mean, you hear it. He's just like, he's kicking me on air. Yeah. She's going to get chainsawed after the show, actually. You know that, right? No, I probably have FBI informants thinking that I'm going to hammer Janine with like a hammer or something at one point, right? Yeah, it's going to end up being like Psycho. It's going to be like Psycho. It's going to end up freaking screaming at the end of the night. I'm going to whip out the fucking chainsaw all over again as I sign off, folks. I'm getting the chainsaw ready. I'm coming for you. That's right. You fucked up for the last time. So, no, I'm not coming for it. But, yeah, it's Halloween. I got the ghost radar. There's a ghost on my radar. So far, it just said compare and contrast. That's what the ghost in here said on Halloween. How spooky is that? I mean, they're really bumming me out of my All Hallows show. I mean, my co-host turns into a zombie. The ghost radar just says compare and contrast, which doesn't sound very scary. And now it just said will. Yeah, will say what? And yeah, ghost radar is not saying anything, and Mojave phone booth just farting out a bunch of scary music. So that's Bruce Montalvo's Halloween, folks. There you have it. In a nutshell. No jack-o'-lantern because they don't have enough seeds this year. That's my Halloween. You can follow me on Twitter. Listen to the show on Fridays. Bruce Montalvo show on Mondays, 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Fridays, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And that does it. I'm gonna go into the cemetery and dig up her bones, like that Misfit song I like. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you Friday, fuckos.
You're listening to MBN Montalvo Broadcasting Network.